Hey, hello, how do you do? Welcome to Sine over Cosine. I'm Shady Doorags and I want to talk about it. And what I want to talk about today is the Five Nights at Freddy's game theory video. MatPat's video. Yeah, I know. I've been doing a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. But my channel, I talk about what I want to talk about, and I want to talk about this. But before I want to talk about this, I actually want to talk about what happened before the second half of the video came out. Were y'all there when this happened? Because this was hilarious. MatPat released the videos in two halves. The first half came out and everybody was super excited just waiting for the second half. MatPat said that the second half would be released a week from the first one. Monday comes around, no video. Everybody is scattered. Where is this video? MatPat posts an announcement. When he said next week, he meant Tuesday. Tuesday comes around, still no video, and everybody is freaking out. It was literally people sitting at their computer. Refresh. Still no video, MatPat. Refresh. Still no video. MatPat lied to me! You go on Twitter and you look up MatPat's Twitter name, you're going to see a lot of messages asking, where's the Five Nights at Freddy's video? And you're going to see my picture next to a lot of them. I was one of them! I was waiting for this video. I was so excited for this video. And MatPat promised it would be out on Tuesday. It wasn't out. Now, to the actual video itself. The first half of the video, I don't have too many problems with. Couple of nitpicks here and there, but nothing I really want to bother pointing out in the video. Now, the second half of the video, the part that we all had to wait for. Okay, MatPat Game Theory is one of my favorite YouTube channels. I respect MatPat in a very, very high regard. But I don't agree with the majority of the things he said in that video. The evidence that goes against the conclusions that MatPat had is very blatantly obvious. You don't even have to know the Five Nights at Freddy's series that much to be able to disprove what he said. It's a lot like Death Battle and the Gar versus Toph video. But the difference is I still respect MatPat, unlike Death Battle. One of the first things I saw that I questioned was MatPat said that all of the recordings by Phone Guy were pre-recorded. Now, yeah, they were obviously pre-recorded in 1, as he said he pre-recorded them. And in 3, it said that he pre-recorded them 30 years before. 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is where it gets questionable. I honestly think that in FNAF 2, Phone Guy calls you and you're just listening to what he has to say. It's not recorded like in the other two games. The messages are too personalized for them to be pre-recorded. It really does not make sense that the heads of Fazbear Entertainment would keep phone calls that says, such and such is going on, you need to do this and this and this, when that was directed to another employee. It doesn't make sense that they would play that for a new employee working. Not to mention that just brings light on Fazbear Entertainment about all the sketchy stuff that was going on. And we all know how much Fazbear Entertainment likes to hide the sketchy stuff that goes on. So to say that, hey, during day shift, some incident happened. Hey, be on the lookout for previous employees. Just all of that, it really does not make sense for that to have been pre-recorded. Especially when it says you're going to be on day shift tomorrow. Also, not to mention, the whole lore aspect of what's going on in Five Nights at Freddy's matches up with him calling you and you just not answering back to him. And MatPat did say that the most likely candidate for the Bite of 87 was Fitzgerald. I want to say Jeremy. I think it's Jeremy, the main character of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. MatPat did say that, and it makes sense that the phone guy would just be telling you all this stuff because the reason why he's the most likely candidate that fans decided is because they believed all this stuff that Phone Guy was telling you was happening during the day shift, and that when Freddy, when the purple guy killed all the people, Freddy and the puppet tried to stop him, but they failed. So the next day, all the animatronics were weary of adults, and a lot of people say all this happened during like right before the seventh night. which is why Jeremy got bitten. Because they saw there was a security guard on day shift. It was Jeremy. According to the recordings, Jeremy would move to day shift. He was the only security guard there. They see a security guard suit. They think, oh, snap, this is the dude that killed everybody. And they try to kill him. The main proof that MatPat used to say that these videos were all pre-recorded was that the check was written for November, but the recording says summer job. Now, of course, we know in the northern hemisphere, November is fall. But in the southern hemisphere, November is spring. Now, if that check didn't say November, if that check said May, and then he said summer job, it's not looking that strange anymore. Because when you usually start things in summer, like a summer job, summer school, I don't know, a lot of times summer vacation, a lot of times it starts in May. So if you think about the November as you think about May, it's not that confusing that he would say summer position. You're starting late spring, but yeah, you're probably going to work, you're expected to work for at least 3 months. So yeah, it's not that bad. And if that falls apart, you have no reason to suspect that the tapes in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 are pre-recorded. There's no reason. And like I said, the evidence just doesn't hold up. Personal recordings that say, hey, we're under investigation. No, those are two, it does not work. No. Another thing, little tidbit that MatPat said, if you listen to, he doesn't say the day specifically, but if you listen, he says that the bite of 87 happens on the 8th morning, which I presume is Monday. And I don't understand why he came to that conclusion, because the check that you get at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's is scheduled for, I think, 11/12. So let's assume that 11/12. You wouldn't get your check Friday night. You would get it the next shift, right? So let's assume 11/12 is the Saturday, right? The overtime check is dated 1 day after that. So we assume you get that either Sunday morning or Sunday night. The check that you get for overtime comes with the newspaper that says Freddy Fazbear's is closing their doors. Now, Freddy Fazbear closes their doors, we presume, because the bite of 87. So, if 11/13 is Sunday, the bite of 87 couldn't have happened on the 8th day, which would have been the 14th, Monday. I don't know why MatPat came to that conclusion. I'm still not 100% sure when the bite of 87 happened. I still think it's on Sunday. The only issue I have is, when did Jeremy, the second guy, get his check? His overtime check. It had to be the day after he got his normal check, because that's when it's dated. But again, he got the newspaper, and I still think Jeremy is the victim of the bite of 87. And now comes my biggest issue with this video. Purple Guy. MatPat has been saying Purple Guy is Phone Guy since his last video. And since the last video, I've been telling people I do not believe that. And I still don't believe that. First of all, like MatPat said in this video, all his evidence in the last one was circumstantial. He really didn't have solid proof that said that Phone Guy was Purple Guy. And there was a lot of people bringing up evidence that it wasn't Phone Guy. Bump all that Phone Guy was too smart, he knew the suits didn't work. Because quite honestly, if there's ghosts, you're gonna forget some common sense stuff, let alone that a suit right there that's never killed anybody in the building can kill you. It killed somebody at, I think it was a sister location. So, I've never even believed that. There's a hallway right there. I've been watching Five Nights at Freddy's videos, and I'm so terrified that something's going to come out of that hallway. If the death of Phone Guy happened before Five Nights at Freddy's 1, why are the animatronics still working in Five Nights at Freddy's 1? Phone Guy, or Purple Guy, the guy they killed, broke them. He completely shattered them. That's not a over-the-night fix-it-up job. They should not be working at the beginning of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Unless you're trying to say that it's been more than a week since these recordings of Five Nights at Freddy's as well. The next issue is the scene where Purple Guy is killing all the suits. The place is boarded up. The place is completely boarded up. So it doesn't make sense that this would be before Five Nights at Freddy's 1, because this restaurant that's they're in is old, decrepit, and raining. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was pretty bad, but it wasn't boarded up. It wasn't closed down forever. That doesn't make any sense. And here's the biggest issue I have with Purple Guy being Phone Guy. Here's the biggest issue I have. MatPat never addresses why it's not the day shift security guard from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 clearly wants you to think it's the day shift guy. The clues all point to him. And MatPat said, yeah, the clues point to the day shift guy, but he never says why it's not him. I think the whole problem with the bad ending, good ending thing, I think MatPat is looking at the timelines wrong. I don't think the bad ending happens before FNAF 1. And hear me out. I think that the bad ending the bad and good ending does not refer to when when Purple Guy dies. I think it refers to all the minigames happening. What the minigames are, they are memories. But outside the physical stuff, when you glitch out, those are memories of things that happen in the quote-unquote spiritual realm or whatnot. And they're representations. If you never go to the quote-unquote spiritual realm and help the kids who need to be helped, they're never put at rest. The whole thing with Purple Guy dying, that happens regardless. And so because the kids are never put at rest, they're just wandering, aimless, angry spirits. And that's what the good and bad ending refer to. So yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about. MatPat, I don't know if you're ever going to see this. If you do, I'm probably going to scream like a little fangirl. But there's a lot, and I mean a lot of holes with the theory you presented. And I don't want to sound like I'm unappreciative, because this was a video we waited a long time for, and I know you put in a lot of work into it. But I don't agree. I still say Purple Guy is the day shift security guy from Five Nights 2 that we never saw. That's where I think the game is leading. I think all the evidence points to him and I think there's too much evidence pointing away from Phone Guy in pretty much all three games. That's about it. I guess we'll just wait for FNAF 4. And the movie. And when I first heard this news, I was just like, really, Scott? Really? I defended you, man. I backed you up. I said you weren't milking the series. But I also stated over and over, I believe 3 is a good conclusion to this series.